Oh,
Are we in the cloud?
We are recording to the cloud now. Welcome to the land of Power Pals. A land somehow caught between Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, where all of these holidays feel like they already happened or happened 10 years ago.
And they're all lazily rolled into one.
They are. Dude, doesn't it feel like
one
that?
or two episodes.
It's all put on your costume, grab a plate, and open a present, you know?
Exactly. Smoke up a pumpkin spice Yule log and get ready.
Get some candy corn, get some cornbread, get some turkey, get some roast beef. Yeah.
Toast some marshmallows by the fire and tell some ghost stories.
There is one Christmas ghost story we all love, and that's the Christmas Carol.
It's the best Christmas ghost story. Right.
Ultimate Christmas one. Okay, so if you're just joining us, my name is Andrew DeWitt. I am a comedian and illustrator for television. We have Avery Faith, who is a award-winning cosplayer and also writer.
Go on.
And then we have Mike Black, past at the Comedy Store.
not past as in will pass. Past as in we will tolerate you staying here.
His name is on the wall. His name is on the wall. His name is on the wall. Andrew Dice Clay tried to throw him down a flight of stairs at the Comedy Store for a web series that he was doing.
For free.
For free.
He wanted to not pay to throw me down a flight of stairs. And he was convinced I was a stuntman.
Yes, he was.
During that period.
So Power Pals, Avery, what is this show about?
Well, it's about all kinds of things, but particularly it's about nerdy variety things. And if you like nerdy stuff, if you're a little bit flirty and a lot of bit dirty, then this is definitely the community for you.
A lot of dirty bits.
Lots of dirty bits. Basically just dirty on everything. Yeah. If you like nerdy movies, music, video games, pop culture, all that kind of stuff, we do too. And we're deviants, so...
And then we try to fuck it.
Exactly.
Mainly what the episode is. Every episode is...
Would you fuck it and
game,
where?
And there's a character in it that I want to fuck, and this is how we fuck.
It's like the that old joke about the guy who brings the octopus into a bar. And he's like, I'll bet $1,000 that this octopus can play any instrument you bring it. And so someone brings it cymbals, it plays them. Someone brings it sand blocks, it plays. Piano, plays it. Finally, someone comes in with a bagpipe, and it just keeps staring at it and checking it out, putting its arms on it, doing all sorts of different stuff. And the guy goes, well, it looks like I've stumped it. And the owner of the octopus goes, no, when he figures out he can't fuck it, he'll play it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's kind of how we are.
Yes.
That's true. There's a subject sitting in the room and we're like, oh, well, I guess we'll talk about that. It's not turning me on.
I guess we're talking about the Marvelous Miss Maisel because there's no fucking in it. So.
Yeah. It's like that Adam Sandler bit where he's like, he gets that gift, he goes, can I fuck it? And they're like, no. And he's like, can it fuck me? And like, that's a 5 minute bit of him asking this question about this gift. Oh man. Yes.
Real quick, I, as you both know, I roll real deep in the action figure collecting game.
Yes.
And today I found the Target exclusive Gambit. And the first thing I thought when I saw it in the store was, this is incredibly valuable. Immediately came to mind when I saw that. I was very pleased.
Man,
whenever I find a figure at a store, I make sure that I make a scene of like walking around with it in my chest, so that even if someone who didn't know that it was incredibly valuable just by sight, they'd go, what's that? What's she holding?
She finds it incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
That lunatic over there seems to like it.
Yeah, I do that, but with feces, and I do it
You get people to come
downtown
close, and then you share it.
with a shoe on my head.
I find this time of year, I spend a lot of time fielding questions from parents that don't know what their list means.
Yes.
Oh, that's a G.I. Joe item that you're looking for. I will help you.
Man, we just started getting back into the toys without prices catalog portion of the year. Do you remember this from your childhood? Where like, because for us it was always Sears. We always got the Sears catalog.
Yes.
And it was just a giant list of shit that I wanted to get.
I don't remember if it didn't have prices or if it's just as a kid you don't like it just doesn't register.
Pay attention to them.
I don't think they have prices. I don't think they have prices.
What I remember them having was item codes.
Item numbers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like A1 is Castle Grayskull and A2 is He-Man and that sort of shit.
You'd be like comparing it to the picture, like, oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
You're like, I need to label this correctly on my list or Santa will get confused.
Yes, dude, 100%. I remember one year my brother went through the entire Sears catalog and wrote down every single item in it, whether it was a girl toy or a boy toy.
It's a crapshoot.
He's just playing the yeah.
And he goes, and my mom was like,
"Why works this year, Mom?
Why is there so many things on here?" He goes, "Well, Santa is magic and can make whatever he wants, so I'm just going to ask for one of everything in this thing."
Good play, kid. Good play.
It's a great idea. My buddy Steve Simone told his parents, and it was a really flawless logic. They asked him for his list, and all his list said was one of Santa's elves. The logic being the elf will make whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, that's great.
So I told him, I was like, you realize you were asking for a slave, Steve. And he was like,
a toy slave.
I'd feed it and it would be my friend. Yeah, when it's not making exactly what you want for it.
Give a man an elf and he'll have toys for a year. Teach a man to elf and I don't know.
Yeah.
Teach a man to elf? Did you just say teach a man to elf?
Teach a man to elf, yeah. You know, be the elf.
Teach a man to elf and he'll come eggnog.
Yeah. With another dude, for sure.
Yeah. He will glaze everyone in pumpkin spice.
Teach a man to elf and he'll have beautiful androgynous sex with another man. There's no burly ass elves. They just don't exist, man. I think
is he Santa?
He's a misnomer because
isn't he like half elf and half man?
Yeah, he's like Tanis half elven in the Dragonlance series. If you
I thought he was a jolly old elf who giggles when he laughed in spite of himself or something.
Yeah, but
he's probably laughing about how fat he is and how he got away with it. He's like, I still get to be an elf.
1800s.
Buy this shit.
1800s elves are like this big, or an alien, or 8 feet tall, or a fat guy in a workshop, or a ghost. You know, like that's like if it's
Elf was a big like miscellaneous category. You know, it's like
all of that is better, so much better than piss nymph. Like I take anyone else over being a piss nymph.
I would still absolutely rail a piss nymph. Absolutely.
I feel like there is a bumper sticker market that is just completely untapped for people like you.
Mike, you always think I can put something
if you
crazy.
Would rail a piss nymph.
Something
and
crazy.
You get that one guy and you're like, who is that?
I don't know if I want to be friends with this guy.
You guys think that this stuff could go on T-shirts or on bumper stickers? It would look like I was a skid. Here's the deal. Like if you are, this works for political conspiracy.
Do you think Cake Fart showed up because there was like an overwhelming demand for like so many people want this? Somebody said, fuck it, I'm putting it out there. I have to. And then they went, wow, a lot of people are into Cake Farts.
Well, that's only because you get to hear it rip on that icing. Here's the deal.
But wait, are there Cake Farts t-shirts though?
No, I don't think there are. I think maybe there were at some point. There were Cake Farts Jinkos probably.
See, because I remember back when we were
with little embroidered booties on them.
When we worked for the Lunatic, he gave me shirts that said Boner City, USA on them.
That I drew. I drew those fucking things.
And nobody wanted that.
No.
They were like, what are you doing here?
No. In fact, it's almost assault to hand someone a t-shirt that says Boner City, USA on it with a dump
really
truck
is.
or a monster truck.
What was funny is when I opened the bag that said free t-shirts, it was like a zombie movie. Everyone came over and started ripping the bag apart, trying to get them. And then they read them and put them back.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
I don't want the Boner City, USA one. A lot of people bought my Eat Ass and Hail Satan t-shirt, but I don't know how they're wearing it in public, you know?
For Thanksgiving, they wore it.
Maybe they did. Maybe this Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I don't think that a lot of that stuff will go on.
Some of those really like out there shirts. Like sometimes I wear a drag queen shirt and I feel like I can feel myself being literally red, and I'm like, I need to take this thing off, you know.
You have that shady Kool-Aid shirt that fucking rules, and you could wear that anywhere, and no one's gonna think that that's anything other than awesome, you know. Even if they don't know that it's a drag, you know.
I had a Voltron shirt that had a sixth lion that was his dick.
Yeah.
And it was subtle enough that most people didn't notice it. But every once in a while, someone would, remember that.
Dude, I miss my Voltron shirt, man. Remember, Mike, when you first met me, I wore my Voltron shirt to every show. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
And I had a sweatband wristwatch that with diamonds on it.
I don't recall having diamonds on it, but I remember a sweatband wristwatch.
I feel like I met you, Andrew, like during the beanie all the time, like the knit beanie all the time phase.
Well, it's winter now, so I've got a beanie back on.
But I mean, like all the time. No, it's not that one. You know, it's like the orange and red. Like,
yeah,
one.
You did.
Yeah.
You know which one.
There was a time.
That beanie had its season.
It did. It ripped.
Oh.
That used to be my acting get into commercials beanie, you know.
Was it your lucky beanie?
It was my lucky beanie, yeah.
We're not so much interested in Andrew, but is the beanie available?
I've had a director actually say that to me. He goes, hey man, do you still have that beanie? He goes, you still have that beanie? I go, yeah. And he goes, do you want to be in a movie? And I was like, yes. And that's the movie that got me into Sundance. It was just because he asked if I had this fucking beanie still.
Is that how you were credited? Were you credited as Guy in Beanie?
I think he calls me Drew in the script. He wrote it for me, but I mean, he wanted me to have that beanie on.
Beanie to have a vehicle.
Drew Beanington.
Drew Beanington. I've got another beanie like this that's also long, that's red. It looks like a Seven Dwarfs beanie, you know?
I think I've seen that one.
You have not seen it yet.
Have you seen the really cute, they're green beanies, and they have a little stitched red feather in them, and they look like little Peter Pan hats?
No, but please send me a link to that.
Oh my God, they're the cutest. They're so cute.
I really like that
Peter Pan. I can see your doubt, Mike. It's adorable.
I didn't say anything.
I saw it.
About your stupid hat.
Oh man.
Green beanies indeed.
I want a green beanie. Yeah, send it to me for sure. When I was in high school, I wore a Link hat all the time. Like Legend of Zelda Link.
Isn't that the same thing?
It's pretty close, yeah.
It has a bit more of a brim in the Link, and I think it's almost more like Santa-like, where it almost like points.
Oh yeah.
It goes down, like
up.
It goes back a lot further. It's like a giant stocking on your head, you know.
Now, did it have a feather in it?
It did not have a feather in it. It did not. One time, a lady at a restaurant asked me if I had mold in my hair, and that's why I was wearing it.
Jesus Christ.
You know, because she thought it was like some kind of dehydration sock that I had over my head, you know.
Who the fuck gets mold in their hair?
I guess she did at some point, or someone she knows. I've never had mold in my hair. Let me knock on wood.
Jeez, yeah.
Oh, God.
Did you find all the mold in your hair?
I spilled over an entire thing of water on the ground.
Great job, Andrew.
God damn it, man.
Don't get it in your hair or you might have mold.
Real nice.
I've made my weed moldy one time after this idiot told me how I had to rehydrate all my weed. So it would like fucking make more smoke and get me higher, and then it just made.
You're like, no, you just realize he's been smoking like fungus the whole time.
Yeah, it's just smoking moldy weed. That's what he's getting high off of. Is this nasty ass moldy weed?
It's disgusting.
That sounds fucking awful.
It was very bad, and I never rehydrated my fucking weed ever again.
I'm glad you learned.
I can't smoke weed anymore.
I bet that guy has mold in his hair.
Well, maybe he does.
Dick too.
He lives in his dick.
I don't think he does.
Moldy dick hair. That's what he's got.
He has the coolest job in Japan.
I hope not.
He does. He is atheist, but he does Christian wedding ceremonies, because there's a certain percentage of the population of Japan that really wants to see a white minister when they do a Christian wedding. Like, they think it's more traditional. And he's like 6'2" with long blonde hair, and blue eyes. And so they're like, okay, this is how you're going to make all your money, is just doing these weddings. This is the Western
religion we were wanting.
He also was forced to play Santa every single year. That was another thing. My friend Mike ran into that. Not Mike Black. He said the first thing that happened when he moved to Japan was in September. They sheepishly asked him if he would be Santa for Christmas because he was a white guy and they wanted a Santa.
How great would it be if he just started fighting?
Dude, I would
beating up everyone in the room. How dare you?
I would
come here for this shit.
Fucking love to be Santa at a fucking Japanese office party. That would be the fucking shit, dude. I would fucking love that.
I would love them having to broach the subject with me more than I would love the actual party. I would love
them having to
pick a representative to come over and like, I know how to talk to him. Don't worry. I'll make this work. It's gonna sound cool.
Dude, it's crazy. My friend Akiko, who was at the preschool with us, she's from Japan, and I asked her why there was so much KFC, like how like KFC and Christmas is like super like a big thing, and she goes, "Oh, you don't even know. Every year I used to beg, crying my parents to get KFC on Christmas so they can be a real Christmas." She said,
"Wow.
All I want is a real Christmas with KFC this year." That's what she would say. Isn't that crazy?
Do you know where that came from?
No, I don't. Where?
There was a guy, he was basically like a restaurateur, and he was trying to figure out what like franchise or like what to go into. He traveled to America and saw the success of companies like McDonald's and whatnot that were like almost like ubiquitous as part of like an American meal, And I think there was some really good buy-in for franchising with KFC or whatever.
Yeah.
And he also recognized that the image was like this jolly looking white guy who's basically a black and white Santa anyway. Yes. And he just packaged that as, part of the deal was Colonel Sanders on the corner, like handing out chicken to people around Christmas, and people just started equating it, and it fell in line. And they sell these little like Christmas cakes too.
Hell yeah.
Talk about
this Christmas cake,
chicken
man.
And the Christmas cake,
I mean, of all the fast food, it's the closest to a traditional holiday meal.
Yeah, exactly.
Mashed potatoes
exactly.
I haven't gotten to eat today. I would love some fucking KFC with like Christmas lights around it and shit. Jesus.
Can I
Does it have to have
about
the lights?
I want Christmas
the lights are necessary.
Yes, dude. I'm not eating it if it doesn't have Christmas lights.
It's not lit.
It's keto if it has the lights.
Yeah, dude.
They have a special variety of Mountain Dew at KFC called Sweet Lightning, and it's supposed to be like a peach flavor. And if you read like any Mountain Dew flavor list, it's like always at the bottom. Like everyone is like, this drink is atrocious. It's ungodly. I will go to KFC just for the Sweet Lightning. I'll be like, I'll get the mashed potatoes. Meat, isn't it? It's so, oh my God. It's like peach, honey. It's so freaking
dude.
good.
Peach is always a dud with soft drinks.
Yeah, right. As like carbonate. It's definitely, the first time I tasted it, I had one sip and I was like, well, this is terrible. And by the end of the cup, I was like, I have to go back around through drive-through and get myself another.
Did you really go back and get more? Dude, that's what you call your fucking diarrhea, Sweet Lightning, after that.
I have a feeling there was like a Kentucky bootlegger named Sweet Lightning.
Dude, absolutely.
This is his legacy.
Mountain Dew is like Kentucky bootlegger style shit, you know?
I'm
already.
Billy Sweet Lightning LaFontaine. And I'll get that
LaFontaine.
And I've got 3 dead men to my name. I make
This revolver I have is cursed.
That motherfucker for sure in 1912 made Mountain Dew, moonshine, and some kind of weird Ozarks pornography. Like,
yeah.
like so,
he had some sort of weird war with gypsies. And
a war with gypsies, and then just an album of sepia pornography that he produced himself, you know?
Yeah. Oh, real old.
He's
nasty.
the star of, like, looking right at the camera every time. Yeah.
I didn't even know they did doggy style in the 1800s. That's so weird.
This one looks like Froggy style.
A lot of money shots for that time period.
That is definitely not something I've seen in old classy porno Twitter accounts. Is the old money shot sitch, you know?
No. Nobody, they burned those photos.
I don't think it occurred to anyone to just pull it out and use it as decoration, fucking porno decoration.
Andrew, you know what I thought you would be super into, and that stuff is pretty out there, is like the Japanese erotic art. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about the
like
dude
the
who would draw
1,000 dicks?
The dude who would draw the ladies sitting on the guys' faces at like bars and stuff.
Yes, it's like really intensely illustrated. Like it's essentially like Kama Sutra. It's like, here's how to comport yourself if 3 women want to ride your face at the same time, you know. And it's like a detailed illustration of, and everyone looks like really studio. Like they're obviously taking their job very seriously, you know.
Right.
But they're also like posing for maximum like visual. It's really good. It's great.
Yeah, if you have any of it, send it to me. Send it to me. I could beat instead of I can eat. I say I could beat.
Your Honor, I guess that was the day it started to go wrong, was when Andrew said, if you have any of that weird Japanese pornography, please send it to me.
Send it my way.
I've seen a lot of animated hentai, but I love the old school, like this is considered history erotic art.
It's almost like sexual history of like the concubines and stuff. So it's all like very crazy out there. Yeah, and it is almost like if you go to a brothel, here's what you can expect. You know, don't try this at home, kids. You know, like that kind of thing. It's really interesting.
I have a feeling that it's like the Denny's menu. Where a lot of it looks
I'll have that.
That
looks
I'm
good.
gonna tell you the names are the same because Moons Over My Hammy is on both.
The Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
The Meat Lovers Scramble, you know.
Meat Lovers Scramble. That's where a chick is riding your dick and just slaps your balls over and over again. There's a lot
of skillets involved. A lot of skillets. The Southwestern egg roll skillet.
Egg roll skillet. That's how you know you're in a fine dining establishment. A fucking egg roll skillet.
Fusion of egg rolls and skillets. A natural progression of things.
Oh, geez, Louise. That's just garbage on a plate. I love it.
But it sounds delicious, doesn't it?
Yeah, hell yeah, it does. I haven't eaten all day today. I can't eat for like 3 days.
Are you fasting?
I have to, yeah.
You're out of food?
No, I'm not out of food. I still have like half a turkey.
Are they giving you like one of those like Quicksilver colonics or something horrible like that?
No, but they do want to see what my fasting triglycerides and stuff are when I go in, you know, so.
I don't even think I have those.
You got them, Mike. I can tell you.
I think I sold theirs to Satan a long time ago.
I'm pretty sure they jumped ship a long time ago.
They gave up.
Your fasting triglycerides. Yeah, they left your body.
Like,
we don't live here anymore.
Fuck this noise. He is never going to use us.
What are
We
they,
did.
Andrew? Tell me.
What or what?
We demand to know what fasting triglycerides are.
Since
That's
we'll
your,
never have the joy. Since
That's
apparently
the amount of triglyceride in your bloodstream when you're fasting. So the amount of cholesterol in your bloodstream, not after you've eaten a meal, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, I love the idea that you would just have none of that so that you are constantly having to, so your body cannot tolerate like not being fed.
Well,
Like,
also, here's the deal. So we talked about this before, but people don't know what I'm talking about. So my guts have been killing me for like 4 days, you know?
Right.
And I don't know what it is. It could be a hernia. It could be pancreatitis. It would be pretty mild if it was pancreatitis because I would be like really in pain. It could be me laughing so hard I just tore open my sides because I did 2 motherfucking beach cops with Danish and O'Neill, and they made me laugh until I was crying and I was being like, stop, you guys got to stop. And then after that, it was my birthday. So I immediately went from laughing till I was crying to eating 30 chicken wings in a row. And then I had a fucking keto fiber cake. I know something happened with that, you know? So it was like,
I can almost guarantee that was the culprit.
The fiber cake.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the
You know,
30
as a side
wings
note,
and
Danish
fiber
and
cakes.
O'Neill always sounds to me like a folk rock band from the 70s, like Hall & Oates.
they've got
like
a completely different vibe. I'll tell you that.
Danish
30
and
wings and
O'Neill.
fiber cakes, the new band.
So then, yeah. So I just feel terrible. I think it's probably just IBS because today's been really good and it seems like it's going away, or I just like bruised a rib laughing so hard, you know? But yeah, I do want to go to the doctor and see what's going on. And they asked me to, because I don't want to, I did a video thing because it's fucking COVID nation. So you don't want to go to the fucking doctor, you know? So
yeah.
I did a video thing where I'd drawn circles all over my stomach with markers about where it fucking hurt.
Show me on the doll where it hurts, Andrew.
And then I was like, I hope I don't have a fucking hernia. I hope those motherfuckers didn't give me a goddamn hernia. You know, like I'll be so mad if I have to have surgery for a podcast.
From enjoying yourself too much.
Yes, dude. I will be fucking furious, you know? But I bet you it was those 25 goddamn chicken wings plus the fucking fiber cake after
if
it.
If I were betting, it would be on that. Yeah.
But that sucks because that.
Have you had a Coke since then?
No, I haven't. Does that settle you down real good?
Like just a can of Coke cold.
Yeah.
No, don't put any ice or put it in a glass or anything like that. Just drink down a can of Coke.
Okay.
They used to actually sell it for medicinal value because really does help settle your stomach sometimes.
No, I get it.
Syrup used to be like you would just kind of take the syrup, you know?
Yeah, dude, that makes sense.
But I think the carbonation will help if you have like trapped gas or something like that. You know?
Yeah, that's what it could be, all of that. Because the last time I went to the fucking emergency room thinking I had a heart attack, they were like, well, we x-rayed your heart. Everything looks fine. And then I said, excuse me. And I had 35 minutes of diarrhea right next door.
I'll be right back.
I love that you said, excuse me, after.
Pardon me, sirs.
Yeah. I came in there. They're like, why are you here?
Coming on.
I was like, I think I'm having a heart attack. I think I'm about to have a heart attack. They hook up all this fucking shit to me. Then they say, you're not going to have a heart attack. Then I go, okay. Then I rip all the things off of my chest as soon as I figure out what's really going on, I go down the hall and blow up their fucking toilet for 35 minutes. Then go home and spend the next 3 days having diarrhea, and they send me a check for $1,500. And I was like, fuck this. That's why I'm being careful this time.
Are you
if it's
sure
another...
Are you sure that the diarrhea wasn't like nausea from the visit kicking in? Because I always get like a really upset tummy after even like vet stuff with the cats and stuff. And it really sucks because you'll be getting the phone call like, yeah, that's great. I have to go. I have to go right now. No,
I had suspiciously quick delivery curry that day. Like it showed up at my door so fucking fast that it blew my mind. And then
you were just so happy.
Yeah. I had diarrhea once every hour for 3 days.
Oh my god!
That curry delivered.
Boy, did it deliver. It got to the point where I couldn't wipe my ass. I could only just put tissue paper in my ass and then go back down and lay down, wait for the next diarrhea. I thought about putting a pillow in the bathtub and just having diarrhea all over myself and washing it off.
There. Or at least it gives you a better chance of possibly hurtling to the toilet, you know?
You were like, I'll just lay down in my own filth.
Dude, it was so brutal.
With it later.
It was so brutal, man.
Once the danger is past.
I was laying on the pull-out couch. It was like a click-clack fold-down couch because I didn't want to be in the room blasting these fucking curry farts, you know? So then the springs on the pull-out couch cracked. And so I was like dipped into the pull-out couch for those 3 days, just tearing my back up too, because I'm just like in like what's essentially a shitty hammock, you know? I'm just in a shitty hammock of a couch now because I broke it, you know?
I thought you were saying you were shitting so hard that you threw your back out.
No, I mean, I could have.
Did you get hemorrhoids? That sounds like a hemorrhoid situation.
No, I did not get hemorrhoids from that. I was never on the toilet long enough for it. I would sit, go, like fire. And then I would get up and I'd be like, what do I do? Like on the second day, I was just like, I can't wipe anymore. I just can't wipe. You know, like it isn't going to happen, you know?
I can't wipe anymore.
No, anything, even like real soft, like Trader Joe's facial tissue makeup removers or whatever was like killing my ass. You know?
Makeup removers.
And that's when I really thought about getting a couple of pillows and laying naked in my bathtub and just shitting on myself and cutting on the water every time I needed to wash it.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, that was brutal.
Your shower doesn't work the same.
No, it'll take a diarrhea. Right? It'll take a diarrhea, bro. I'm not going to have to mash it down.
Yeah. It's still got substance. It's not like it's like solid liquid or like pure liquid, you know?
No, it was pretty much pure liquid at this point because I hadn't eaten anything.
So you were going to sleep in your own shit.
I wasn't sleeping. I would just, what would happen is I would like black out and then like 45 minutes later, I'd run to the toilet again, you know? Mm-hmm. But the indignity of then getting a bill for that of $1,500 when I could have just stayed at home.
Shit that you took.
I could have just stayed at home and shit all over myself for fucking $1,500.
How did you get home? How did you? Because like, how did you get home between?
I had to take a taxi.
Initial shit and then going home and shitting all night.
I took an Uber there and an Uber back.
How much was that?
It's like $30.
Well, how long was the ride? Was it like Dire Straits? Were you like pushing the time limit or?
No, I was fine because the first toilet blow up, I then just went home and was like, well, that was weird. And then once I was home, it was just diarrhea city, you know?
Yeah.
I've lived there. Yes.
Yeah. I had a sojourn through Diarrhea City once.
I spent some time in Diarrhea City and
I did a sort of a postdoctorate sojourn in Diarrhea City.
I'm lucky that I've never had really long spells of diarrhea. It's usually like maybe 4 hours or something like that.
Given your propensity for chili, I would think that you and diarrhea would be
You guys
well
in this
acquainted.
chili.
No, I think my body's just used to punishment.
Yeah.
And but like I'll just post up on the toilet for the night and just stay there like a psycho, But nowadays it's like you have your phone and all that stuff. It's not as
It is kind of easy.
crazy as it used to be.
It is crazy to do that though, because your insides are gonna fall out your asshole if you do it too long.
Mine won't.
Mike, you don't know.
Mine might.
Don't tempt the asshole gods, bro.
Mine definitely might.
I've got the best insides.
Don't
you don't
tempt
hear
them.
people brag about enough.
I gotta cut on a light real quick. It's getting dark in my place.
Guys, I've got the best insides of all the insides there are.
There's an episode of Invader Zim where, so like Invader Zim is clearly an alien, but everybody is just like totally oblivious or doesn't give a shit or whatever. So the one smart kid who realizes that he's an alien is trying to prove to everyone that he is. And he notices that like he doesn't have any human organs. So he starts saying like, how can you be human, Zim? You don't have any organs. So Zim starts going and like harvesting organs from other people so that he can be like, I've got 4 stomachs. I have the most organs. I'm the most human.
That's how to do it.
All
That
the
is
organs.
definitely how to blend in. Winnie did that. Winnie would do that at the grocery store when she first started talking. She would go to the cashier. She'd go, I'm human. I am a human girl. Are you human? Because I'm human. And I was like, looks so suspicious. Like, this is like the most suspicious thing a 1.5-year-old could say to anybody. I'm human. Are you a human?
I mean, clearly I've always been human. Never been anything but human.
Jackie Daytona,
Cashier, a little suspect.
Oh my god. So non-diarrhea related. I have found a new way to get stoned that I recommend to anyone who doesn't like smoking marijuana, which is Lagunitas makes this half CBD, half THC hoppy tasting sparkling water. It tastes like a IPA, but it's got no calories and it gets you high, and it is the shit. It's awesome. I absolutely recommend it.
Sparkling water high.
A sparkling water high, bro. Yep.
I went on a date with a guy for half a second and he ordered, and I don't know, we were being stupid. And I jokingly called Lagunitas. I said like, oh, like Lagunitas. And he was like, no, I don't think that's how it's pronounced. And I was like,
did he really?
No shit.
Hey, how wet did that make you when he said that to you?
when he corrected you.
I love being mansplained to by white people. Does it get you like actually high, or are you like or is it like buzz drink high?
For whatever reason, because I guess I've been kind of a stoner off and on my whole life, but I've always been a lightweight, like I've never developed a tolerance, so I don't need much. And this gets me like high, Yeah. Like when I was with you guys eating Chinese food, and I kept calling the Princess Bride the pirate bridesman over and over again.
Pirate bridegroom or something.
Pirate bridesman, I think that's what I call it. Over and over.
7 pirates for 7
like
pirate
the
brides.
numbers were like vaguely, like I can see your brain trying to fill in the title, and like the B and everything else is just.
There's bride. There's no pirate in it. I mean, there's a pirate in the movie.
He's pirate. He's the Dread Pirate Roberts.
That's what got me, man.
You were on to something.
Pirate will get you every time.
It gets me every time. That pirate bridesman does.
The pirate bridegroom.
Yeah. Well, do you guys have anything nerdy you want to talk about? We got about 5 minutes left on this one.
On the Princess Bride topic, So when I was young, I used to play this. It was basically like a role-playing game for like pretending like you owned horses and stuff. I think I've talked about this before. And and you had like people had, you know, so you'd like make up a horse that you had, and people would register the horse with a name, but they were like, they took it kind of seriously. So there was like a registry. So if
is this a game you play on a forum?
Yeah, it was on like a chat forum back in the day, and then it eventually got a real website, and then the website had its own forums and stuff. It was actually, I think, like an email subscriber list we got into from an AOL chat room. I mean,
oh my gosh, dude, that's like the old play by mail role playing game.
Seriously.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back at Dragon Magazine.
Yeah. I remember, but then it was like, you know, if you had a horse registered named Spot, another person couldn't register their horse Spot because then it would create confusion. So people started but you know, like people were obviously into all the same kind of stuff that, you know, like nerdy stuff and whatnot. So there'd be like these names that you could tell someone had like a nerdy reference. And there was obviously like a horse named Princess Bride. And I think someone else was trying to like get in and like, oh, I'll name my horse Princess Bride. But then, you know, oh, sorry, that name's taken. So they came back and they named the horse Bride of the Princess. But I remember being like, that's not, there's not, A may equal B, but B does not equal A. Like, it was such a funny, but it was also like
that's great
90s where I was like, I mean, like a lesbian? Like a lesbian
horse?
A lesbian horse princess? Yeah, it was so fun. But it was like nobody ever mentioned. It was just like, oh yeah, Bride of the Princess won the race this week. And I'm like, are we not? We're okay, cool. We're just rolling with this one. All right.
Won the race, but lost the war.
Yeah.
That stupid ass name.
They should have gone with the classic Princess Broad.
You would think they would have just gone with Buttercup or something.
Yeah, something
that
else.
Sounds more horse-like anyway, you know.
Exactly. Some other thing from the movie. It was just such a funny thing where I was like, and I mean, I was maybe 10 at the time, and I remember looking at that being like, well, that's dumb. Like, I mean,
inconceivable.
Sense.
They should have named it iocane powder. That would have been awesome. It's a clear horse, so you can't even see it if it's winning the race or not. Well, yeah, guys. Well, I guess this has been this episode then.
It has.
Yeah, man. So let's do some outro plugs here. Mike, you do a show that is also a podcast and a live show when coronavirus isn't going on. What is that called? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The nighttime show.
Yes. And how do they find it on podcast stuff?
They go to the internet.
Uh-huh.
And turn it on.
Yes. And
then in the podcast arena, they search the name, The Nighttime Show.
So they fight their way to the center of the podcast arena and then shout Nighttime Show, please.
And then the midichlorians find that podcast and present it to them, at which point they click upon it. And then they will hear our podcast.
Yep. That sounds about right. God, that sounded just like it's fucking cyberpunk, man, the way you described.
We have all of the episodes upon the internet.
There you go. Upon the internet. Avery, do you have anything you would like to plug?
Yes. I have a little Etsy vintage store thing that I have been helping a friend get rid of some fancy clothes and stuff, but I'm also doing lots of like kitschy Christmas stuff. So you might want to look there for some kitschy Christmas toys or like, yeah, exactly. See, look at the joy on Mike Black's face. I'm actually keeping my eye out for a lot of cool like toys like My Pet Monster and that kind of thing.
What about Boglins?
Boglins are, you know, I met the guy who makes Boglins and he makes them now like on his own dime. So the pattern.
Oh, really?
Tim.
I would love a Boglin because I thought they were great when I was a kid.
Then go to Instagram. Tim Clark Toys. Clark with an E.
Okay.
Clark at the end, and he they're not in the box that they used to come in, like the cool little jail box.
Yeah.
It's like in a bag on a card now, but that's because he basically makes them on his own and just sells them.
I would totally support that. That sounds cool.
Yeah,
dude, they were the shit, right, Mike?
Yep.
Yeah, and he makes them in all kinds of different cool colors and stuff. I think he might even take requests and things because he does them in such small batches. So, yeah, that
sounds really cool.
Yeah, awesome.
That is awesome. So if you have a television and cable, season 2 of the Misery Index, which I do the artwork for, is on right now, and season 3 starts at the beginning of the new year, so it'll just roll right into season 3. And I got to do a lot of really cool stuff with that one. I'm really excited for people to see it. So,
and what's that show about?
It is a game show. It's a game show where they have hypothetical events, and you have to rate them on a scale of 1 to 100 as to how miserable they are. And a special actual trauma therapist who deals with clinical trauma with people has given them an objective number between 1 and 100 for how much it would fuck you up to live through that. And so each of those scenarios is drawn either by me or by this other artist named Johnny, who's in New York, who did the original card game. And so, yeah, so if you see those things, it's like a 50 or 65% chance it's one of my drawings.
So it's almost exactly like the British baking show.
It is, yes, except it doesn't have the guys from Mighty Boosh on it.
Aww. You're working on that.
Yeah, they're gonna work on it. And then my social media is at DeWittiot on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, mine is at Mike Black Attack.
Mine is at Sick Horse with a 0 instead of an O.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by, and we'll be back with more Power Pals soon.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and whatever.
Remember that for next time, the next episode, because I'm going to say something about that. All right, bye. Cliffhanger.